All right, travel crew, look around. This isn't just a swamp. It's a living, breathing testament to forgotten empires. The air here carries a heavy, sweet metallic scent, thick with decay and something crystalline. Every gust of wind feels like a whispered warning, stirring the phosphorescent reeds that shimmer with an internal, cool light. See those twisted skeletal structures piercing the misty horizon? Old markers, failed attempts. They speak of the Marsh Whisper, a local legend about a protein that pulses with the very essence of this dying world. They say it can rewrite your senses. For me, that means a chance to finally break this cursed taste blindness that's haunted me since I was a child. I can smell, hear, feel everything with absolute precision, but the joy of flavor remains a mystery. This Galactic-Marsh Protein is rumored to be the key. The ground here is treacherous, a slick, gelatinous mass that shifts under my boots. We're on high alert for local fauna. The ground hums with unseen life. What do you think, travel crew? Is this the place we finally find it? Travel crew, the Marsh Whisper isn't just a legend. We just found its guardian. A figure emerges from the phosphorescent reeds, cloaked in woven marsh fibers. Stranger, they rasp, their voice like grinding silt. This marsh breathes a sweet rot that will seize your lungs and a deep thrum that will unravel your mind. My nose confirms the sweet rot, a cloying sweetness under the metallic tang. The ground vibrates with that deep thrum, a resonant pulse I feel in my bones. Corbin, ever the vanguard, snatches a tendril of the glowing protein. He chews it, jaw working with silent determination. His eyes widen. He clutches his stomach, a low groan escaping. He points to his throat. Raw consumption causes immediate internal distress. My curse prevents me from feeling his agony, but I hear his rapid, shallow breaths. The sweet rot intensifies, a suffocating blanket on my nasal passages. The deep thrum vibrates through my skull, vision shimmering at the edges. This place actively repels us. Travel crew, this protein is potent, even raw. How do we purify something that fights back? Travel crew, that deep thrum isn't just a warning, it's a beacon. We've tracked the source to a shimmering, gelatinous pool, pulsating with internal light. The sweet rot is almost suffocating here, a cloying, sugary decay that clings to my lungs. The Marsh Whisperer emerges again from the reeds. It hates disturbance, they rasp. Their voice like grinding silt. It hums when threatened. I use a long, insulated probe, not to touch, but to create a tiny air current near the protein. The gelatinous mass shivers, retracting slightly, and the internal light pulses faster, a defensive flicker. The deep thrum intensifies, vibrating through the probe into my hands. My vision blurs at the edges, the sweet rot burning my nasal passages. This isn't just a protein, it's a living defense mechanism. Just as the local warned, it's actively trying to repel me, to unravel my mind. Every moment feels precarious. Travel crew, how do we purify something that actively fights back with such raw, sensory force? Travel crew, this isn't just about harvesting, it's about negotiation with a living entity. The shimmering pool pulses with an agitated internal glow. The sweet rot now tinged with a sharp, acrid tang. I extend my custom-fabricated insulated scoop designed for minimal disturbance, aiming for a small, detached fragment. My movements are precise, a surgeon's touch, attempting to coax rather than extract. But as the scoop nears, the entire gelatinous mass convulses with an explosive force. A wave of blinding emerald light erupts, accompanied by a shattering high-frequency shriek. that vibrates through my bones. The marsh whisperer recoils, a guttural gasp escaping their lips. It hates your touch. It rejects. The acrid tang in my nose intensifies, burning like caustic smoke, and my vision fractures into a kaleidoscope of distorted colors. The piercing whine in my ears scrambles my thoughts, a direct assault on my perception. This isn't just a defense, it's a declaration of war against my presence. My standard acquisition methods are useless here. This demands a new approach. Travel crew, how do we acquire an ingredient that actively unravels our senses with such violent intent? Travel crew, that was a declaration, not a defense. This protein demands a different language. My previous approach was too direct, too assertive for this volatile entity. I'm abandoning the scoop. It's about timing now, not force. The shimmering pool still pulses, but I perceive a subtle, rhythmic ebb and flow in its agitation. I retrieve my custom-forged, ultralight titanium tongs, designed for delicate extractions. I focus on the cadence of the protein's internal light, waiting for the precise moment of minimal resistance. My breath holds, muscles coiled, as I anticipate the briefest respite in its furious energy. Now, I plunge the tongs with a swift, almost imperceptible flick of my wrist, aiming for a detached, floating fragment. A low, resonant thrum vibrates through the marsh, and the marsh whisperer cries out. He dances with the curse. The acrid scent of burnt sugar and ozone flares, stinging my sinuses. My vision doesn't just fracture, it inverts, colors swapping, making the ground appear above me. The piercing whine now feels like a physical pressure against my eardrums, threatening to rupture them. I've secured a piece, but the cost is rising. Travel crew, how do we stabilize an ingredient that actively fights its own acquisition? Travel crew, securing this fragment was just the beginning. Now comes the true test of containment. The marsh whisperer's cry still echoes. He dances with the curse. My vision flickers, the world inverted, and the piercing whine boils behind my eyes. I swiftly wrap the pulsing protein in layers of broad, phosphorescent marsh leaves, binding them tight with resilient, fibrous twine. The acrid scent of burnt sugar now clings to my nostrils, thick and cloying, as the fragment strains against its makeshift prison. Even Corbin, usually an immovable monolith, subtly shifts his weight as the ground groans beneath us, a deep, resonant tremor. The shimmering pool we harvested from now heaves with a slow, deliberate rhythm, its internal light flaring in angry pulses. I feel the ingredient's raw energy thrumming through the twine, a constant low-frequency vibration against my gloved hands. This isn't just a physical strain. It's a mental battle to maintain focus amidst the sensory assault. The marsh whisperer points a gnarled finger. The marsh remembers. We've contained it for now, but the environment is actively fighting back. Travel crew, how do we transport an ingredient that destabilizes reality with its mere presence? Travel crew, this isn't just a hike. It's a high-stakes dance with chaos. The marsh itself is actively fighting back, the ground groaning with every step. I'm micro-adjusting the leaf bindings, feeling every subtle shift in the protein's internal pulse, aligning its vibrations with the wind's rhythm. My vision keeps flipping, the world a shimmering negative, and that high-pitched whine boils behind my eyes, threatening to shatter my focus. Corbin, ever the immovable force, is literally carving a path through these dense bioluminescent thickets, his every step a testament to raw power. Suddenly, the ground heaves beneath us, a chasm opening, and a small, multi-limbed marsh dweller tumbles towards the void. I instinctively shift my weight, using the ingredient's own counter-vibration to stabilize the collapsing edge, nudging the creature to safety with my boot. The acrid scent of burnt sugar intensifies, a constant reminder of the energy I'm wrestling. Every muscle screams, but I can't falter. One wrong move and this entire marsh could unravel. This ingredient demands absolute mastery, and my exhaustion is a dangerous variable. Travel crew, how much longer can we maintain this delicate balance? All right, travel crew, we've wrestled this protein from the maw of chaos. Now for the delicate dance of purification. We've set up near a cluster of glowing fungi, their light casting long, dancing shadows. The air here is thick with the scent of smoldering marsh gas and the palpable fear of the locals watching from the shadows. I'm using these heat-resistant tongs, feeling the subtle resistance as the Galactic-Marsh Protein contracts under the thermal shock. My vision flickers, the world inverting, but I track the protein's internal luminescence, adjusting the heated stone with precision. The high-pitched whine screeches behind my eyes, a constant battle for focus against the escalating sensory overload. An elder, clutching a woven reed, gasps. He dares to touch the heart of the marsh. I press, feeling for the exact point of structural integrity, the protein's internal pulse mirroring my own racing heart. The acrid scent of burnt sugar now laces with something sharper, like ozone and crushed minerals, as impurities burn away. This isn't just cooking, it's a high-wire act of elemental control. Travel crew, can we hold this delicate balance, or will the marsh claim its own? Travel crew, the purified Galactic-Marsh Protein is ready, pulsing with an almost audible hum. This is it, the first bite, the moment we've been waiting for. I lift the shimmering morsel, its scent now a complex tapestry of sweet earth and sharp mineral tang. The air around us crackles, the phosphorescent reeds dimming as if holding their breath. I place it on my tongue, and for the first time, flavor erupts, a symphony of electric spice and deep, resonant umami. But then, a searing heat, a violent pull from deep within my throat. My tongue stretches, elongating, a sudden shocking 3 feet of sticky, prehensile muscle. Corbin, usually unflappable, stumbles back, his massive frame momentarily off balance, staring in disbelief. The marsh dwellers gasp, some falling to their knees, others scattering into the mist, their whispers turning to horrified wails. The ground itself seems to ripple, the gelatinous surface vibrating with my transformation. This isn't just a taste, it's a physical rewrite, a direct challenge from the curse itself. Travel crew, what do you make of this new development? Travel crew, the marsh breathes its last, but I breathe anew. This 3-foot tongue, once a shock, is now an extension of my will, a living, tasting sensor. The electric spice of the Galactic-Marsh Protein still hums, a permanent echo of flavor, a constant data stream. My balance has shifted, my grip on the world recalibrated, every movement now a dance with this new appendage. The phosphorescent reeds dim, their light fading as the world's energy recedes, leaving behind a hollow, sweet metallic whisper. I approach the remaining marsh dwellers, their cloaked forms huddled, eyes wide with awe and fear. I leave a small, purified crystal, a warning of the protein's transformative power, a silent acknowledgement of the cost. A wizened elder, its face etched with ancient wisdom, rasps, "The next world, it demands a deeper sacrifice." My senses are sharper, my resolve hardened. This is not a curse, but an evolution. What do you say, travel crew? Are we ready for what comes next?